Up, my friends? I hope you're doing well. It's so good to be back in here with you all. I took a little bit of a break from these, but not from. There's an old like a Buick commercial with Shaq. No, it wasn't a Buick commercial. He did do a Buick commercial, but he also did an Icy Hot commercial, in which he said, "I may have taken the, may have, what did he say? I may have retired from the game, but not from being big." Right. It's so funny. I think about that so many times because I'm a large mammal. But I'm thinking about that in the context of this because even though I haven't been here on video live with you guys, I have been here in my heart. So anyway, happy Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween, and I am stoked to be here with you guys today. So I was thinking about a couple things today, and I was meeting with a client, and they were talking about how kind of overwhelmed they were and how things were feeling like they were going really well, but I could also hear in their voice that like they were feeling like almost scared, right? Because they, I've talked about this before, that like as creatives, we have this big vision, and a lot of times the vision is so big and so clear to us, and we can see it, that when we come back to like the present moment, it can feel like this huge gap, right, between here and there. And when you feel like things aren't moving fast enough to the vision, it almost feels hopeless. You begin to feel this sense of a powerlessness, like you can't actually control the pace of getting there. And that's really frustrating. And I think a lot of creatives throughout history have experienced this, and that's why there's so many instances of creatives feeling this like tortured feeling. And I believe that happens when there's a disconnect from the speed of which they can get to the vision. And what happens is, if we don't regulate, if we don't get into our body, if we don't process that, then that can become overwhelming, and we can become literally tormented by the thing that's giving us so much power and hope. It's crazy. And so I was feeling this from this person. And what we did is that we did an exercise I'm going to do here today. And we brought ourselves into this present moment. And then I had them walk through a predetermined, almost like story that they've written about themselves, about where they're going. And when they walk through this story, I can't remember the name of this process specifically, but they breathe in to their heart space with each line of the story. And at the end of it, I'm like emotional because I can see the progress that this person has made. And at the end I said, "Hey, do you feel how close you are to that versus like even just like 3 months ago?" It's wild to me. And I hope you feel that power. And then it dawned on me that it is easy to step out of your power and to not feel like you're in your power if you don't feel like you're making progress. And so we have to stop for a second sometimes as creatives, as owners, as visionaries, of people who have a big vision of what they want to do. We have to stop and actually look at the real data. Are we moving closer to where we want to go? Right? That's a huge key of stepping into your power. And like the actual definition of power, I recorded a video about this, is literally just the ability to act. It's the ability to act on the things that you want to do. It's the ability to act on anything. That's the power you have, is to act. And what happens is when we feel like there's not enough progress happening or it's not going fast enough, we start to backpedal and not take as much action. So we have to stay in that feeling of power and understanding that we're moving forward. And there's lots of examples of really successful creatives, creative owners throughout the years that I've talked about in my webinar, The Creative Codes, where they figured it out. They figured out how to mitigate that gap, right, between where they are and where they want to go. And if you can do that regularly, you'll stay regulated enough to stay in the vision to keep going. So one of the things that you have to do first, and this is the thing I did with this person, is that we have to become aware of where we are right now. And I heard Myron Golden say this week. He said, all transformation starts with awareness. It starts with you becoming aware of where you are. And it starts literally becoming aware of where you are within your body. So one of the things we're going to do today, in addition to some EFT tapping, is that I'm going to walk you through the awareness exercise that I've done in here a lot. But I think this is really going to help you to step into your power today. Okay, because that's what this whole recording is going to be about today. And this clearing session is about power. And remember, your power is just your ability to act. It's your ability to hold the vision in your mind and at the same time recognize that, like, even though I'm not going as fast as I would like to go, I still can act today. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is come into our awareness. And what I'm going to do is play some of this music. And I'm going to turn this down. Let's see. Because it's hard to tell sometimes how loud it actually is. So within your body, I learned this from my friend Jesse Coomer. Within your body, in your mind, there's an unconscious you. And that version of you is taking care of all the automatic processes that are happening all the time. Your thinking, your bodily functions, your organs, everything's working. Your breath, everything's working automatically without you having to do anything, except that you are doing it because it is your unconscious mind that's doing it. And that's part of you. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to become aware of what that unconscious you is doing, because that is also power. So what I want to do is walk you through this exercise of breathing in through the nose. And when we breathe in, I want you to recognize how it feels coming in through your nose. I want you to feel, maybe for the first time, like the air passageway opening up in your throat as the air comes into your lungs. And I want you to feel your lungs expanding. And then when you breathe out, I want you to notice the change in the temperature of the air as it comes back out through your nose. Notice how it feels, right? And we'll do that a few times and just be aware of those things, okay? So here we go, breathing in through the nose. And out through the nose. And we're just being aware of how it feels. Coming in and coming out through the nose. And out through the nose. And in through the nose. And out through the nose. And let's do one more. In through the nose. Out through the nose. I just want you to notice how you feel right now. Feel like if any energy is shifted and if your body feels any different. The thing that you were just doing, breathing, the breathing that you were just doing, you took control of that situation from, you basically said to your unconscious mind, hey, I'm going to drive for a second, right? And the unconscious you graciously gave over the wheel to that ability, that automatic thing that's happening all the time. They said, hey, yeah, sure, here, go ahead. But this is happening all the time. You're breathing all the time, every day. It's probably the most important thing you'll do today is breathe, right? So I want you to notice how you feel. It's not probably the most important thing. It is the most important thing you'll do today is breathe. So that awareness exercise is going to lead us right into tapping. And I just want you to walk through this. In this process of tapping through something. Again, it doesn't matter if you're feeling it acutely right now. It doesn't matter. It's like this stuff is all present in the data that's inside of you that's coming at you all day, every day. gosh, man, we're about to be in the election cycle is about to be over, thank God. And like all of that is just piling on. Like there's all kinds of stuff that's happening. And there's stuff that's happened even not to you that might be there. So when we do this tapping exercise, this one is going to be about stepping into your power. Remember, your power is just your ability to act. And when we get separated from the vision, when the vision seems so far over here and we feel way over here and we don't feel like we're moving fast enough, it starts to feel difficult to show up. And so we have to do something about that. And so instead of just waiting for something to happen, waiting for us to feel inspired again to move forward, we're going to actually feel and acknowledge what we're feeling right now. And we're going to do that through this EFT tapping process. So I want you to tap on your karate chop point. And remember, we're going to say these phrases, and I want you to be very aware of how it makes you feel, because that feeling is what we're going to work through. Okay, so you might be annoyed, you might be like frustrated, you might not like the way I'm phrasing this, whatever. We're going to go with that feeling and we're going to carry it through because it needs to move. Ready? Even though I feel like things aren't going fast enough, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I feel like things aren't going fast enough, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I feel like things aren't moving fast enough, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. And so we're going to tap through the points, and I want you to hold on to that feeling. Just even though things aren't moving fast enough, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. Sides of the eyes. And even though I feel like I'm not doing enough to move it forward, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. And even though I sometimes wonder if I'm the one to carry this vision forward, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I am not sure if the actions I'll take today are right, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though things aren't moving fast enough, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. And now we're all the way to the collarbone. And just hold on to that feeling. Now I want you to tap under the arm too, your armpit. Even though things aren't moving fast enough, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. And the top of the head. Holding on to that feeling. And let's go back to the top of the hand. This fleshy part in between your thumb and index finger, just to complete that cycle. And now we're going to keep tapping on the karate chop point and just choose a different thing. That's all it is. It's just choosing a different thing. There's no morality on it. There's no guilt. It just is. And so what we're going to say is, I feel confident that things are moving at the pace they need to move at. I feel confident that things are moving at the pace they need to move at. I feel confident that things are moving at the pace they need to move at. I'm going to tap on the eyebrows now. And even though I feel like things aren't moving fast enough, I know that they're moving as fast as they should. On the sides of the eyes. And even though I may not feel like it sometimes, I know that I'm a lot closer than I was. And I know that this came to me for a reason. And I can carry this torch. And this is mine to carry. And I have the power, top of the lip, to move things forward today. On the chin, I know exactly what I need to do. And collarbone. And even though it doesn't feel like it, I'm actually making progress. And underneath the arm, And this progress is moving at the speed it needs to move. On top of the head, everything that's happening is happening for me right now. And let's tap on the top of the hand here to close it out. Just keep that feeling of you being in your power. Your power is your ability to act. That's what it is. And you can do that. Let's warm the hands up, create some friction, and rub it over your face. And just fling it to the side. Let's do that one more time. Just notice how you feel for a second. Your power is your ability to act. Your power is your ability to act. I didn't make that up. Look it up. That's what the actual definition of power is. Yeah, so if you're feeling that today, like you're feeling like maybe things aren't moving as fast as you'd like them to, maybe you're feeling like you're not the one to actually do this or whatever, we just tap through all that, okay? Those are all things that it's not just your feeling, right? There a lot of people feel that. But what happens is, and what you want to watch out for is that feeling taking over to where it makes you think like, well, this isn't right. And so we better switch and do something else, because that's a trap. It's a trap that is a nasty cycle that is just there to distract you from the actual vision, right? You will end up back on the path that you're on now, right? And I'm sure you guys have experienced that before, where like you go here, you go there, you end up kind of like weaving in and out of the same direction, right? I think we can avoid that, though. I think we can stay true to the direction we're going. And the way we do that is to continuously come back to awareness, and then also actually freaking process the things that are coming in. I was just talking with Jen about this earlier, that, man, sometimes there's just stuff that's in the way, and you can't mindset your way out of it. You actually have to move it through. That's why EFT is so powerful. That's why breath work is so powerful. It's something that you can actually do to move the things through, so you don't have to feel this stuck feeling, right? This is actually something to do. And this also falls under the umbrella of power, by the way. And you can feel it, right? You can feel it after doing something like that, after doing the breath work, after doing the tapping. You can feel the power start to flow back in. And that is just how it's supposed to work. And sometimes it doesn't move through, and you have to do it a few times. That's totally cool. But the point is, you do it, and then you keep going forward. So I hope this is helpful to you. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you have an excellent Halloween. Hey, real quick before we hop off here, I want to tell you guys about something, and I don't remember the actual URL, so I'm going to go find it. So you guys be patient with me while I look this up. But I have something cool that I just launched that I haven't told you guys about yet. And so what I want to do is find it and tell you about it. So, wow. This is cool to do this live on an actual live call. Oh, boy. Anyway, you guys are cool. I appreciate you being here. Where is it? Oh, yeah. I wrote an email called When You Need to Face the Dragons. And it's about, it's basically a 4-session pack with me where we do this personally. This thing I just did with you right now, live on the call. We do this personally, one-on-one, right? And so it's not a group thing. This is actually a one-on-one thing. And I call it Bust Through Fear. And it's a 4-session journey that helps you release the limiting beliefs that are holding you back and that are coming up, that are stopping you from staying in your power. Because sometimes it's just as simple as like, what are you believing? And sometimes we can't see those things, right? Sometimes we can't see what that thing is and what those things are. So that's where I come in, and that's where this process comes in. So I would love to work with you on this. So if you want to go to chriscree.com/bust-through, and I'll drop the link here in the comments. You can sign up there and get those 4 session packs there. Cool. But yeah, that's all. I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday and have a happy Halloween. All right. See you guys. Bye.